I am another you. You are another me. Together we are earth that speak to us to protect it. Guatemala is a country rich in a cultural diversity dominated by volcanoes, forests, tradition, and ancient Mayan sites that make up a significant portion of global biodiversity. Introduction. We embarked on an expedition in the state of Pidem in northern Guatemala, where the Chiquibulmaya Mountain Biosphere Reserve is located. This remote jungle area is severely threatened by deforestation and illegal timber trade. We were able to witness that rapid population growth, excessive tree logging, wildlife trafficking, timber trafficking, and forest fires are some of the factors endangering the survival of this reserve. According to research, there are strong interest in further restricting deforestation and illegal timber trade, which cover an area of over 500,000 hectares, affecting many people in impoverished communities as well as the biodiversity of this incredible place. For the development of this documentary, we have the support of Mr. Ronnie Estuardo Granados Mérida, manager of INAF, National Forestry Institute, and Abraham Humberto Estrada Rosal, Executive Secretary of CONAP, National Council of Protected Areas, as well as indigenous leaders from the Guatemalan jungle. From Colombia, Juan Fernando Roa Ortiz, General Manager of ICA, Colombian Institute of Anthropology and History, and Juan Diego Pérez Echeverry, Legal Representative of Company Coníferas del Oriente. All agreed that one of the most affected Sustainable Development Goals is SDG 15, which refers to life of land. Together, they propose solutions counteracted these issues through community forest management required of within the reserve, with the goal of reducing immigration and generating more jobs on indigenous communities inhabiting this region. They also mention SDG 13, which relates to the climate action, and argue that by ensuring sustainable and legal practice in their production, it contributes to reducing illegal deforestation and associated carbon emissions. We invite you to watch the following documentary, where we will delve deeper to this fascinating information. Episode 1. This documentary narrates the struggle of a native society against deforestation in Guatemala due to the illegal timber trade in the Chiquibulmaya Mountain Biosphere Reserve. This issue has become one of economic, environmental, and social concern, and it has taken the Colombian company Coníferas del Oriente SAS as a reference for its reforestation process in this country. Simultaneously, a cultural comparison is made for negotiation and marketing with the National Forestry Institute, INAF, which provides the guarantee to develop the project without neglecting the environment and forest conservation. The communities in this jungle played a crucial role in the development of this initiative, as we must understand the customs as a space filled with history but with the opportunity to enhance life. The Maya jungle, the largest tropical forest on the American continent, encompasses a wide range of ecosystems from dry forests in the north to lush evergreen jungles in the south. Life there is bustling with striking birds and howler monkeys that exist only in this jungle. All these species are what keep this tropical forest healthy. Shortly after this advanced civilizations began to decline and disaster, the collapse remained a mystery for many years. New evidence suggests that depletion of forest resources and changing dry regional climate due to deforestation were the main causes of the downfall. Nowadays, nearly 600,000 people live in the Maya jungle, and the destruction of forests presents a serious problem once again. Huge areas of the Maya jungle are being cleared for monocultural crops and cattle ranch, illegal trade in plants and animals, ecosystem fragmentation, and oil exploitation represent additional threats to the forest. About 30,000 hectares of forest are destroyed each year. If this level of destruction continues, the forest will disappear in a few decades, passing threat to the all indigenous communities and the future generations. The Maya civilizations made significant contributions to the architecture, astronomy, medicine, and mathematics. Men and women with advanced thinking demonstrate a harmony between humans and the forest. It's not only possible but beneficial for both parts. The main objective in sustainability reforestation and jungle surveillance control.
Turning point of the story. How the interactions unfold among the characters who are unraveling it.
The firm intention of exploring alternatives to solve the problem of deforestation in the Chiquibul Montañas Maya Biosphere Reserve. Based on success stories, failure of the countries that serve as reference for the solution in different negotiation scenarios between the indigenous population, Coníferas del Oriente, and officials for INAP, CONAP, and ICA with the objective of influencing the different social behaviors of a population group and establishing strategic alliances to promote the development and community forestry model. Success stories, failure. In the success story, we saw how Costa Rica presented an environmental problem in the 1950s that seriously affected and caused to the rise to the point of becoming the highest in the world. They solved this problem with measures that achieved a 54% increase in the surface area, receiving the highest environmental award from the United Nations. In 2019, they implemented the Red Plus strategy that helped to better understand the factors of deforestation and degradation inside and outside of forestry jurisdiction and financing through a payment system for environmental services that has allowed the planting of 5.4 million trees. And we show the history of failure in Brazil with the felling of trees that is condemning the indigenous people of the Amazon jungle for the commercialization of wood by foreigners supported by the government of Jair Bolsonaro, who approved the felling and removal of the soil in large part of the area to be used in mining projects and hydroelectric dams, the power of the agro-industrial pressure group who has a great connection with the Congress and anti-environmental government puts all environmental projects such as those of SEMAS at a disadvantage. Negotiation scenario. Type of leadership. Negotiation as an opportunity for stakeholders to debate and expose needs and develop beneficial commitments for all involved. The following scenario was developed where the main objective is to select a piece of land where the conservation needs of Chiquibul Montañas Maya Biosphere Reserve, like the economic ones of the indigenous and coniferous del Oriente. We find a collaborative scenario which turns the space and environment positive, leading the community to have a better attitude towards the forest management process as a result of the enough opening new spaces in terms of concession, with the objective of forest expansion along with the ICA talking to rule of intervener, the guarantee transparency through the process. On the other hand, Coniferas del Oriente will provide the appropriate technical resources for development of the program.
Resolution phase. The search for a good solution to the deforestation problem in the Chiquibul Maya Mountain Biosphere Reserve caused by illegal cutting down of trees ended with a smart solution. The Forest Guardian. It's a special drone that watches over the forest and uses clever computation program to help, and also the local indigenous community help planting seeds in coconut pots to stop the tree cutting and help the environment. This was the end of a lot of hard work in researching, designing, and testing, and it's also the start of a new time for taking care of the reserve. Starting the test run with community help. Getting ready for the technology. Our team got the right drones and make the smart computer programs for the Forest Guardian. We joined up with companies and got help from experts in smart computers and drones. After that, we teach the community. We also provide them how to use the drones, how to spot illegal tree cutting, and how to keep the forest safe. They also learn how to plant seeds in coconut pots, and this helps the whole community because we give them jobs, power, and we are keeping their traditions alive. This also helps the environment by growing more trees, stopping the tree transplant shock, and we are making people care about the culture and the nature. Starting the test with indigenous help. We tried out the Forest Guardian in a part of the forest where people were cutting down trees illegally. The drones watched the place all the time and told the local leaders and the community, including the indigenous people, if they saw something wrong. They also picked specific spots where the indigenous people could plant seeds in coconut pots to grow new trees as part of the plan to make the forest even better. Checking the results of our Forest Guardian. The first thing we started noticing was less illegal cutting. This is because we have drones that are monitoring the place 24/7, and if they see something wrong, they immediately send the notification to the local authority. We are also creating more jobs, and we are giving power to the indigenous people. We also are learning more about the culture and nature, and we are helping the reforestation by planting seeds of coconut pots to grow new trees and help the environment. To conclude, using the forest guardian with the help of the indigenous community in the Chiquibu Maya Mountain didn't just save the nature and stop illegal tree cutting. It also made the local culture stronger and gave power to the indigenous people to protect the environment. The idea that using artificial intelligence to monitor the forest and planting trees in coconut pods could really help against deforestation and illegal tree cutting. Our hypothesis that states innovative technology, community involvement, and reforestation using coconut fiber planters could effectively combat deforestation and illegal tree cutting was confirmed. This design thinking approach not only generated an effective solution but also left a lasting impact on the Chiquibu Maya Mountains, where local community, including indigenous individuals, became passionate advocates for environment conservation and the care of their ancestral homeland.